Hey beautiful people of YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm Nick, and if you are new here on this channel, I ride motorcycles, I work on motorcycles, and I travel the country bringing you guys on my adventures. So if you're not already subscribed, go ahead, bang that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with whatever I'm doing. So guys, 3 weeks from today, I leave to ride this Sportster that I'm sitting on right now, cross country, and I am really excited. And you know, a lot of people have just been looking at me like I'm crazy when I tell them I'm riding a Sportster cross country, especially because I have a 2016 Indian Roadmaster sitting outside right now. But, this bike, it kind of fills a different place in my heart than what that Roadmaster does. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great bike, but a 90-year-old woman could ride that bike cross country. It's easy. This bike right here, it beats you up. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It beats you up. And it's raw, and there's exhaust fumes, and you smell gas, and it's definitely an experience, but something about that I really enjoy. And then there's the unknown. I don't even know if this bike will make it. I mean, I'm confident in my mechanical abilities. I've been a mechanic for 14 years, so I'm not afraid to take this bike. As long as I have some wrenches and my trusty tube of Honda Bond, unless there's a catastrophic engine failure, I don't see why this bike couldn't make it to California and back. I've put a lot of time and money into this bike. If you click on the card above, there is a playlist from when I bought this bike to when the bike was finished. And I've done a lot of work to this bike. It was another technician's project that he started and never finished, and I bought it for cheap from him, put my own time and money into it, and now I have this bike here. And not a lot of people can say that they rode cross country on a bike that they built. So I'm really excited, really excited. This trip's going to push me out of a lot of comfort zones. So I'm the kind of person who likes to plan everything. Every moment, every minute, every day is planned for me. And I get a lot of comfort from having everything planned. But for this trip, nothing is planned. I have not booked any hotels. I have no hard goals. The only thing I want to accomplish is to make it to California. And so I'm just going to ride every day, and wherever I end up is where I end up. And I'll figure out where I'm sleeping when I get there. So, there's no growth in comfort zones, so I'm pushing myself out of that comfort zone. And I'm going to give up all that control, and I'm just going to be on God's good grace trying to figure out my day-to-day. So, that's going to be a little stressful for me, but ultimately I think it'll be good for me. This bike, I've done a lot to set it up for me. So, I struggle with some carpal tunnel syndrome. I've been a mechanic for 14 years. So I put a cruise control throttle assist on here. And I've put some 10-inch mini apes, get my arms up a bit. That helps with my shoulders. Any of you who are mechanics know that it's a job that is hard on your body. And my body has paid the price over the years. So got my saddleman seat. That's a huge part. Every motorcycle that I have or had gets a saddleman seat. To me, they're the best seats. They're really firm, and that firmness throughout the day, it's a seat that'll hold up. A lot of people, when they first sit on them, they're like, ow, that seat, it's too firm. But trust me, after an hour or two on the bike, that seat starts to soften up, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Yeah, so man, let me show you guys this bike. When I bought this bike, it didn't have two panels on it that were the same color. The previous guy tore the bike apart, and he took the motor from a 883 to a 1200, and then pretty much stopped working on it. So I put a front fender on, put this little fairing, just a little something to break some wind. My TC Bros mini apes, Arlen-Ness grips, Barnett clutch cable, all new throttle and idle cables, put new brake line, new mirrors. I put a factory sized tank on it. It's an aftermarket tank, but it's factory sized. My Zero phone mount, my TC Bros forward controls, Saddleman seat, my lowbrow custom sissy bar, I've done a bunch of carb work. This carb was not jetted for this engine, so I've done a lot of carb work, as well as fixing some vacuum leaks and other things. This air cleaner, pretty much the only thing that is like factory to this bike anymore is the lower end of this engine. So, and the frame's factory. But even the shocks have been replaced. The paint job I did, it's rattle can, it's Rust-Oleum camouflage. That way, when it gets beat up, I can just hit it again. If we look down here, I've relocated the coil, the ignition. I lifted the front of the tank 3 inches and the rear of the tank 1 inch. I tucked up some of the wiring, and yeah, I mean, pretty much it's good to go. I've had it in the kitchen for the last few weeks. Sorry if you can hear my cats running around. Because I had a leak from the primary. I fixed that with my trusty tube of Honda Bond, and I'm not seeing any more leaks. So I'm pretty confident that this bike's good to go. Pretty confident. So, do you guys think I'm crazy for riding a Sportster cross country? I mean, Saddle Tramp said it best once, that it takes a real man to ride a Sportster. That the big touring bikes are the girl bikes, because you have your air ride suspension and all your goodies. And that really like resonated with me. So, yeah. I never understood, like, I've used the term girl bike before. I think we've all used the term girl bike when we make fun of Sportsters. But now that I own one, and having ridden one quite a bit, and feeling how powerful this bike really is, like, I think it's only making like 75 horse, but on a 400-pound bike, it's pretty peppy. But it's kind of hard to call this a girl bike, and even then, like, wrapping your masculinity up in what kind of bike you ride is hilarious if you really think about it. So overall, guys, I'm so excited for this trip. Like, I think it's going to be the experience of a lifetime. And not a lot of people can say that they've done it on a Sportster, riding cross country. And I expect it to be miserable. But I don't know about you guys. Every motorcycle trip that I've ever had, it's those miserable moments that when you look back are the most memorable moments. Whether it's been getting hailed on, or almost hit by cars, or, Tater Tot throwing up in her helmet. Like, yeah, in the moment, all those things sucked. But whenever I look back on those trips, they always stood out. And, looking back and laughing like, ha ha ha, I made it through that. So, I totally expect my body to hurt. And I expect the wind to take its toll on me. But I think looking back on this trip, it's going to be super memorable and super exciting. And I can't wait. I can't put into words how excited I am. So I guess I'm going to stop rambling here, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys know I love you. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Comment below. Again, if you're not subscribed, bang that subscribe button. Follow me on social media. There's going to be daily updates on my social media with this trip. Stuff that won't be on YouTube. So follow me on social media. That's where you're going to get the full experience. So again, I love you all. I'll see you next week. I'm out.